Welcome back, everybody, to day 3 of the IAE. Today, we're going to be taking a look at MISC and its offshoot brand, Mirai. So, let's get that going. MISC is sort of a industrial brand. They focus on mining and cargo, but they do have some combat and other related things. For example, they also have refueling. I'm not looking forward to it, but we're gonna look through the MISC Starfarer, which is a refueling ship, and yeah, you can easily get lost in that ship. But we'll see if we get lost today. Would be like a little bit of a gamble. Alright, let's begin. Hopefully we have a safe journey today. Here's a commercial for the latest MISC ship, which we'll get to see today. That's premiering here at the IAE. It's the Starlancer, I believe it's called. Now, players who have been playing this game for a long time will know this brand very well. Okay, it looks like we're starting off big today. 3 ginormous spaceships. Let's start right in the middle, though. This is the new toy. It says coming soon. That's weird. So this is already in game. That doesn't say the name of it either. That's kind of weird. That's a bug right there. Okay, well, we found a bug today. So yeah, this is the Starlancer. Let's go ahead and close things up and enter like we normally would. Using the front elevator, hopefully. Nah, apparently the elevator is missing. Well, bugs happen in this game. No big deal. We're gonna enter from this interesting cargo hatch thingy. And then we'll get back to where we would have been. So yeah, this would have been where the elevator was. So right away you come to the right, and it has an armory with a bunch of suit lockers. Interesting, they have an emergency release on the inside. But yeah, this is quite a few suit lockers. One for 4 crew each. Guns. And that's pretty much it, just the armory. It has a docking port here, which is a nice feature. Well, the ship seems to be having some problems here at the IAE. But no big deal. This ship actually does function. People have them and they're flying them right now. So this is a really interesting design for cargo, cargo storage. It's not all the cargo because you can hold more in the back, but just having this kind of fun little catwalk as you go along your storage here. And also, I have to say, a big part of it is this ability for you to put storage right on very easily here. See how open this is? It's very easy to just throw boxes right on here quickly. Even, especially if you have multiple people, it's very, very fast. But if you have even more storage needs, then you have the back here, which also looks like it would fit a pretty decent amount of vehicles. Maybe not ones that are too tall, but you could definitely fit multiple vehicles back here. The rear also has these twin elevators that go to the upper layer. Well, and that's pretty much it for the bottom, I guess. I do like that there's windows. Everyone loves a good window. So you can see this looks very industrial style. Ooh, that was fast. With all these cool sort of exposed piping. I mean, not that exposed, it's behind glass. But, this is not like filled with like cushions, right? This is all like hard surfaces. Anyway, we're in the section here with the crew cabins, I believe. So this is hab number 1. And all the habitation looks identical on the ship. They've got storage. They got a little mini fridge, which is pretty envious. They've got a double bed, that's pretty envious. With a look at that, like, ultra-wide monitor. I don't really like ultra-wides, but hey, some people love them. We got the new and fancy display screens. Looks like there's some free soap on offer. We'll just relieve them of that. And yeah, it's a basic shower. Shower toilet combo. So yeah, all the rooms, there's 4 of them, are identical to that, so we're not going to look at the other ones. There's recreation here. Wait, I think we want to go the other way. Let's see, what's the other way here? Okay, yeah, this is the rear of the ship. So this is the engineering section. It's hard to tell, but this is like a domed glass, I believe. Maybe. But it's very fancy looking. It's got this cool super laser, I don't know what it is, but lift powerful, right? I believe this is the jump drives. Quantum drive, and probably jump drive below. Engineering terminal, you know, other components. It's all very centralized here on the ship. And what's interesting about this ship is that the turrets are basically only on the top, and so it's kind of vulnerable on the bottom. But by the same token, the spot that you want to be hitting with all the engineering components is on the top. So it's an interesting sort of putting your vulnerability and your defense both on one specific side. But in general, it's not the most defensive of ships because, again, its turrets don't really provide much defense there. Just more shampoo? Oh, I guess I could take some more. Some blasts, yeah. I'm getting distracted by free hotel shampoo. So yeah, here we are in the recreation room. It's got this interesting cool little glass grab piece. To a bar. I don't know what these things are. I guess nothing. But various kitchen spots. I guess, is that going to be the microwave? Because I'm not seeing a microwave. Maybe this is a food processor unit. Who knows? It's all like waiting to be finished, right? Then yeah, so the pool table, which the Polaris really should have had. Shame on UCIG. Seating here, looks like seating for 4, yeah. Cabinet space. And then as we come forward here, This is a ladder that goes down to where we came in with the elevator and where the armory is. There's more stuff here. See, gravity generator, life support. All behind these, shields or boxes, you could say. Here, right before the bridge, we have the escape pods. Escape pod section. These two rear seats are the remote turrets on the top. And these do feature size 4s, I believe. So it is actually decent power, and you could probably make good use of that against, NPCs at least. Now this ship, and a lot of MISC ships feature the letterbox view, which, as we were talking about before, is actually a design choice, and kind of gives you the ability to rotate the ship to block the sun. So like, let's say the sun's right, like here. Like, or I'll say it's over here, okay? So we rotate just like, 45 degrees, or even less maybe just 20 degrees. And now the sun is now blocked by the shield here. Now, given it's a cargo ship and not a combat ship, having just comfort amenities like that is actually a bonus. Because you really don't need to see much. You can go to third person to see where you are when you're trying to land or whatever. Most of your journey is going to be pretty peaceful. So it's really just about getting ready to go. The pilot does have these 4 guns though. There are these 2 turrets on the sides that are linked together for the pilot guns. But the turrets, as you can see at the top there, they're right at the top, and it's only upper defense basically. And then the view here, there's like a holographic panel here, which is kind of cool. So, ultimately my thoughts on this ship, there are better cost to cargo ratio ships if you're looking just for cargo. But if you're looking for like a really fun, comfortable sort of all-around package, then this could easily be the thing. And given that you can be storing vehicles in the back instead, this is a really easy transport ship for all sorts of various things. So I'm not going to say it's a bad ship. Unless the elevator appeared. It's definitely a lot more comfortable than other ships, than Drake in particular. So I would happily serve on this ship instead of a Drake ship. Not everyone's into the classic smooth panels, but that's just the design choice. It's either you're into it or you're not. Now, flanked on either side, these are the scary ships that I was worried about exploring. So this one over here is basically the civilian model. And then this one over there is the military model. I believe the only difference is this one over here has maybe an additional turret or 2. Maybe some extra armor. But you can see right in the nodes, it has a whole lot of missiles. That's really the biggest difference right there. At least in my mind. This thing is pretty powerful with its missiles in the front. But what is the point of this ship? As we come to the back, you can see these big, giant, basically liquid tanks, and these contain either hydrogen or quantanium. Both highly valuable if you're looking to have long-term fleet experiences. There's actually a special nozzle system. Yeah, here it is, where it'll eject out the back, and there's a console at the top where you can work on refueling ships. Do you think the military version has these extra turrets at the back here? Well, actually, this one has turrets at the back too. I don't know, but this is the military version. Alright, let's try to explore this. And look, it even has an exterior catwalk. Very interesting that way. That's supposed to have a ramp here that's supposed to come down. Let's go take a look at this other one instead then. Hopefully its ramp is working. Although I'm not seeing a ramp. You can see it's really identical in all other ways. Right, well we've closed it, so maybe we can come back here at the end. And maybe we'll fix itself. I don't think this ship has an elevator. I think the ramp is the only way up. So we may have been given a bit of good luck there, because this ship is just an absolute maze. This is one of the earliest ships that was ever made, and it really shows. Alright, well, let's go downstairs before we go anywhere else. Continue our normal pattern. Oh, wait, couldn't the ship... Actually, no, it doesn't have an elevator, no. Oh well, it's okay. Like I said, we'll come take another look at on the way out. Alright, we have the Razors. These are basically a racing vessel. Super high speed, high performance. But they do have guns on them. There's a luxury variant. That's this one, I believe. Yeah, the LX. Is it just luxury? It's just luxury. But I think it's probably a little bit faster and better than the default. You know, just like, you know, minuscule amount better. And then we have a stealth version as well. So if you actually want to fight with this thing, having the stealth, version is actually potentially super useful. If you use the stealth components as well, being hard to detect in battle in the radar, just going in and out, can be extremely effective. But it really comes down to how stealth is at the moment, and I'm not sure right now. I think stealth is actually working to some degree, but they haven't really focused on it enough. But still, a great fighter, and for people who like to do low flying, it's a great low flying vehicle. That's why we just have seating over there today. This is something you see in real life expos. You know, they just have extra spaces and they just put some random like shaped couches and cushions. I just love how realistic this game is. Alright, these are our interesting concepts for today. This is the Odyssey, I believe it's called. Yeah, so this is the exploration version. This is actually gonna be a huge kind of ship. It actually has a hangar bay at the top, I believe. It's got its own refueling refinery. So basically it can do its own mining, but it basically only mines fuel, which in this game means quantanium at this point. So you mine quantanium, and then it refines the quantanium, and then that allows it to keep going even further without having to go back for a refuel. should also have really good sensors and really good facilities for survival. I think it probably has a medical since it's for exploration. Let's see, does it mention it? Doesn't really say, but it says crew of 7. So it is definitely a small sort of capital vessel. Might not technically be a capital, but it's a pretty large vessel. Interesting, we have another bug. So this is the Star Lancer. This looks like the TAC. This is going to be the military version of the Star Lancer. So we saw the Star Lancer. You remember that whole section that had the cargo and the catwalk? That actually turns into both a set of jump seats for military troops, and also a medical section for healing up your people. And so ultimately it becomes more of a combat dropship, but it's pretty large for a dropship. But in order to help facilitate that, they add these little turrets at the bottom so you can shoot at things on the ground pretty easily. Not bad in that regard. I like that there's the turrets for shooting things on the ground. Okay, this is the refining vessel. The Expanse? Yeah. So this has been in concept for a little while. A few years. I mean, they pretty much sold the ship and then they put it in the folder for like years later. You have to be careful of CIG with that. Sometimes they'll sell things that they don't really have any intention of bringing anytime soon. But this ship is designed to basically take these containers that you get off of a prospector or a mole. Like, those ships basically do the mining. Then you'd detach them and attach them here. And then this thing does the refining for you. Whereas normally you'd have to go back to a space station and use the facilities there and pay something for that. Here, I think you get a savings and you can do it on the fly wherever you are. Which I'm not really sure how much advantage there is there, but maybe there will be with the base building eventually. Having your own refining facilities nearby. And now this beautiful monster. Okay, this is the Endeavor. And we endeavor to be patient for it. This front part is a detachable ship that detaches from the back section. At least that was the original idea. And the whole front part is basically like the front part of this almost. No, not this one. The front part of... Nope, not that one. Front part of this one, practically. Like, just take a look at where these engines are and the overall shape is. Or how it is. And then also keep in mind, this one has been done or built recently. This model. Whereas this Endeavor model is much older. But then here it is. That's basically the front end of the Endeavor, practically. And again, this is an older model, which is going to get updated. But you can see the similar sort of things on the sides. And the similar overall size. So this is basically a tug for the back section. And what is this back section? Well, at first, nothing. But it's basically a platform for which you can attach different modules. Things like biodomes, you know, cyclotrons for smashing atoms together, special like deep space telescope technology, You can have a hangar. You could have a medical facility with tier 1 medical beds. So it's pretty much a giant modular, what we're gonna call a science ship. So imagine someday, you need to grow very special plants that have very specific requirements in these biodomes. And then you put them through a science facility module, and then you turn those into specialized med pens that give you maybe some kind of boosts and buffs. That's pretty much the science and future of this ship, I would say. But again, its modularity, the promise is to give it many different uses. You can see at the end here, there's just nothing but massive rockets. So it's sort of meant, in my mind, just to stay in space the whole time. I'm not even sure if technically it can land. Maybe the front section can, but again, we don't know. But the other thing about the ship is it's one of the oldest ships that has not had a price update, and the metrics in terms of how large the ship is gonna be with holding all the components and how big the different optional things are gonna be and everything. It's been speculated that the ship is gonna grow in size and thus grow in price, and that's why many different streamers and YouTubers talk about buying and having the ship on their account just in case or for the future. But also the designers have said this is going to be one of the last ships that they build and add to the game, so it's kind of like playing the long game of an investment if you wanted it. But yeah, very important information. The ship represents the future, but I mean, we're fucking, I don't know, maybe a decade away of the future. So try not to get too excited. But full disclosure, I do have one on my account, so, I'm playing the long game. I think, the ultimate end game, other than, of course, fashion. Fashion is the ultimate end game in every MMO. But, the ultimate end game in terms of gameplay, I believe, is going to be science. The ability to refine things into very special materials. These exotic materials, they're gonna allow you to have, the special weapons, craft the best little subcomponents to upgrade your quantum drives and your shields and whatever. I'm not, none of this is truly confirmed, but I think it's an obvious direction. Alright, so... Wait. Is this mislabeled? Yeah, this says Aegis on it, and, this is, MISC Day. So more bugs today. Look at that, guys. The bugs today. These are correctly labeled. I just want to check the map over here. Yeah, it's also wrong. Alright, anyway, so here we have the Prospector, the hull A, and then the hull C. So, Prospector. This is one of these mining ships. This is in fact the starter single-person mining ship. Very good mining ship. This is the mining head on the front here. This can actually be replaced and upgraded. There's upgrade modules you can use on them that are consumable. See, these are the resource containers that we were looking at before that were going to contain the minerals that you refine on the Expanse. Let's just go ahead and get into this ship. You can see it's pretty much a cramped space. It's just a bed and, well, components. But this is an older ship, so these components are not actually openable currently. But everything's sort of accounted for here. We do have a toilet. And it is a shower combo, it looks like. But this view, I'm not gonna get in the chair, but basically you have a huge viewing space. It's got one of the best views in the game. For all of your mining pleasure. We're ready to leave, please. And there we go. Alright, now let's start with the smaller of the whole series. The whole series are a strictly cargo trading vessel. This is not really a good view of it because the entire thing actually opens up and expands, and it has these retractable cargo things that come out. They go all the way up in letter, all the way up to, I think, E. But those are not in the game yet, and the sheer amount of cargo that those will be able to hold is mind-boggling. And there's a lot of debate in terms of whether or not that's actually going to be useful. You see, the way that cargo does work in this game currently is that there's limited supplies, so it's actually often hard to completely fill like a really large ship of its cargo. And then when you're talking like thousands or tens of thousands or even like hundreds of thousands of cargo units, I mean, that's insane. And the amount of cargo that must be available for you to fill that up is extreme. So there are limitations to the cargo gameplay. The other thing about these Hull series is that the cargo is on the outside. It's not really protected by anything. So in the future, like, that could be a vulnerability for pirates. But in terms of just sheer cargo carrying capacity, you will not find a ship that can carry more in this game. These ships, for their size, carry more than any other vessel. There's a little airlock. This is important because on ships like this, when they're fully expanded with all their cargo, they can't land because the cargo juts out so far in all four cardinal directions. Here there's different, as you can see, armor storage. I believe these are two clamps there. But what's fun is that these are actually labeled Captain, Navigator, Engineer, Pilot. But the question is, would you actually have that many crew aboard a dedicated cargo ship like this? I don't know. Weapons locker, interesting. Now this is long because this also expands. So this actually becomes like, I think, double as long maybe? But yeah, imagine having to put out fires in that thing. Here we have the escape pods. Various component access. This is where you'll be as an engineer trying to do your repairs. But honestly, if you're under attack in a ship like this, you're just trying to get out of the area. You can't really fight. You're either risking it all to be alone, which is not really advisable, or you have fleet around you supporting you. Either way, your job is to get out of Dodge as fast as possible. And yeah, it has a captain's chair, which you can't hate any ship that has a captain's chair. That's my rule. Well, here we go. Here's a cool demonstration of what it looks like. These are pads that are currently empty, unused. So all the cargo like lines up on these. But you can just see that how far it goes down and in all directions. It can't land like this at all. This one, however, the whole A can land. Alright, so we don't have a map to look at because this is bugged. But we'll find the other ships. We actually haven't found any of the Mirai brand ships yet. So maybe we'll run into those soon. Mirai, by the way, to go into more explanation. They're an offshoot brand that is basically extra performance based, designed around more combat and racing. And MSI, or a MISC, M-I-S-C, MISC, they have made deals with the Xion Empire, they're aliens, so they get some extra technology from them. So we actually have run into some Mirai sort of vessels. So these are technically still MISC, but these do use some alien technology, I believe. So these ships, what happens is, you see these long wings? These actually go completely vertical instead of horizontal when the ship is in flight. And these chairs actually rotate. You see on the back here how they have these rotational thingies? So they actually rotate in place. Let's see, there's a bunch of different versions of this. This one is the, I think it's the generic one. Quote unquote light fighter. Let's have some beds. Some weapon racks. I don't know if this is technically a toilet. Maybe it is. I guess it's technically a shower, but it doesn't even really fit. Yeah, it's a starter ship basically. This one, the Corey, I believe this is a missile boat. Is that correct? A larger carrying capacity. So this is basically the cargo version. Yeah, and we can see that here. Look at that moray effect on this. It's pretty extreme. But yeah, especially that cargo. It looks like you could fit a vehicle in here for sure. You know, like a little car, a couple hover bikes. Not bad if that's what you're looking for. Now, I think that they probably, hopefully addressed it, but in the past, I would never fly any of these because one missile basically hits the middle area and it just completely destroys the components inside somehow, and the ship becomes dead in the water. I'll look at these middle ones in a second, so look away. So as we come over here, we have the Mako. This is basically the TV crew version. If I'm correct, yeah. So this is designed so that you can have camera units and dual kind of a broadcast. And here's a console for like setting up like the video stuff, maybe controlling like the camera probe or something. But it's basically supposed to be an idea of like a news reporter vehicle. And in this version, let's see what's in here. Oh, this is the science version. So it's a portable science ship. But again, there is no actual science in the game, at least at current. So it's basically nothing more than a fighter ship. But if you have dreams of the future, then this is a potential click lab that you can have anywhere. It's pretty unique that way. There's not very many science-based vehicles in this game at all, at least at this point. Okay, so here we have the Fury. This was the introduction to the Mirai branding, I believe. It's basically a TIE fighter. Let's just be direct. There's no ejection seat, I don't believe. There's no escape pod. This is basically a rocket to either your glory or your death. But you see these little thruster pods here. This is part of the alien technology, and they move in like a complete 360 all around directions, and that gives these ships an incredible just movement and just mobility up the wazoo. Like if you're fighting these things, they are infuriating to try to defeat. A good pilot in one of these, they are just infuriating. Now the MX version is a missile boat version. It trades the guns for missiles. And it actually has a armor shield that can come down in the front. Now before this would have been seen as basically kind of like pointless just for visual fun, you know? Like it doesn't really matter for anything, just blast shield. Can't really cut it on and off, but these are actually solid. These are cameras as well that enable. The reason we're able to see through is not because this is glass, but because these are camera panels. You see here, it's actually solid. So the reason why I'm going to say that this is relevant now is with the PDTs, the point defense turrets that they've added to the capital ships. It's possible that you fire a missile and then in very short range it gets exploded right in front of your ship. And I could imagine having this armor to protect this glass panel in the front could actually make a difference. So it's not for nothing. And then here we have the LX. This is basically the racing model. It just gives up all the weapons just for pure speed. And this is probably one of the best racing vessels around because it's just so maneuverable in all directions. Now we're gonna have to go across the way. Alright, so this map is updated. So yeah, this one's closed off. We're just gonna run across and check these ones out. I was expecting to get what we are calling in the community the Fat Fury. It's basically like the Fury we just looked at, but it's bigger and beefier. We've seen footage that CIG has released, so we know it's in development, and I'm a little bit surprised we're not seeing it here. But, you know, that's just the way it goes. It's probably slated for release next year, then. Okay, we'll check that later. I'm tempted to push the button, but late. So we're currently running toward what I'd call the oldest ships of this company, the Freelancers. The Starfarers are also really old, but the Freelancers are very original. And these are kind of like a camper van, or like a Winnebago, or like one of those camping Volvos or something. Alright, let's just start over here. This is the missile version. It just has extra missiles. But the interior of most of these ships are very similar, if not the same. They feature a turret in the back. Although does it have the turret? Yeah, it has a turret right there, okay. So they feature a turret in the back. They feature the cargo area right here. But it's very tight, there's not really a lot of space around this. This, I guess, is where the missiles are stored, the extra missiles are. A little bit of extra cargo here. Here we have some beds. Food. But there's no bathroom. Oh wait, I lied, so here's the bathroom. So this is a bathroom, it does have this sort of little drink machine thing. It has beds for 4. But what's so cute is this cockpit. I actually love this with the 2 back seats, which are kind of pointless. They don't really do much, they just have like a random panel on them. But I just love that because different people will get in these ships, and then I like to just sit in the back seat and then watch everyone do their work. But also features that sort of male slap design, because this is ultimately just a cargo ship. Yes, this is the missile version, which has lots of missiles, but it's a cargo ship. That's what it's based on, at least. That's what the chassis is based on. This one, I believe, is the Max. This one is slightly wider, if I'm right. So it gives up some kind of weaponry amount, probably missiles. Does it have the turret? It does have the turret still, but it's wider, and you can see it's much wider in here. Instead of just this middle section, it's got these big sections off to the side. So a great cargo capacity here, more cargo here, and then back to the same little bit we saw before. So if you're looking just for cargo and you're looking for a relatively cheap vehicle compared to all of the super expensive vehicles in this game, this is a really great starting cargo vessel. We have the Drur. I believe this one's the exploration one. Yeah, expedition. Better scanning. more fuel. Like that looks kind of like a fuel pod to me. Yeah, component access, cargo, pretty much the same. Here though, there's not extra cargo. Instead, this is just a bunch of random stuff to allow it to have extra scanning potential. Although there's cargo here. So I guess this, yeah, this is kind of shorter as well. They cut it into 2 rooms. Anyway, the rest of the ship is the same. And then this is the base variant, I think. The cheapest model, just the freelancer standard. It's got the cargo, it's got the extra cargo, and then it's got the regular stuff. And it has the turret still. They all have the turret. So yeah, they're really old looking ships, I would say. Even the cockpit kind of has an old feel to it, like you're in a car or something. But I do like them. I don't own them, I don't fly them, but I like to see other people flying them, and I'm happy to be a passenger in them. Alright, well before we end, let's just take one more pass at trying to get into the Starfarer. Not that I really want to show you what's in there. It's horrible, hopefully they're gonna change it, but if it is openable, then I feel like I gotta take a look, right? It's one of the ships that does have a captain's chair, so as horrible of a ship as it is, like, it needs to be at least investigated. If possible, but as we can see here, it's not possible. Oh well, no big deal. But basically it's got a big cargo area in there. You could hold a ton of vehicles in here. It's got like a stairwell that on the side here that goes to the upper section. And then that goes forward to where there's escape pods and the bridge. And then there's the elevator or ladder access to even higher. And then even higher up, there's the habitation and the mess hall and the bathroom and everything. And I think there's even a captain's office. So yeah, a pretty extreme ship, but it was originally sort of designed as an FPS map built into a ship. Oh, and there's these little things. We forgot about these things. So they actually make hover bikes now. This is from Mirai, the offshoot brand. And it's actually the smallest hover bike in the game. It's the shortest and the least wide, and it still features a weapon on the end here. This is a spoke Gatling laser gun. And I think there's a racing version, probably on the other side here. So, as much as I prefer to focus on Origin, who have their own hover bike, I will say these bikes are excellent for the sake of being able to fit in almost anything. But don't buy these types of vehicles on the website. They're almost never, not even almost, I'm just going to say they're never worth the value. The AUEC or the UEC in-game money value to the dollar value. Just earn them in games, they're very cheap, you can earn them super quick. Alright, and with that, I think we're pretty much done for the day. For MISC Day. So yeah, if you're into industrial stuff, this is a day for you, but it's not the only day. Coming up, we are going to be having Argo. They're another super industrial brand, and again, if you're looking for industrial, stay tuned because there's more coming. Alright, hope to see you guys all tomorrow for the next day of the IAE, and Once again, if you're just tuning in, if you're looking for an opportunity to try out the game, it's a free fly right now. Go to the website. All the instructions are there. Just use this referral code on the screen, and this will get you extra money in the game as well. So, anyway, if you're enjoying the game, excellent. But if you've yet to enjoy it, just come and try it out. It's completely free. Alright, with that, I'm gonna say goodnight, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.